Hey guys, just real quick, I want to apologize if you hear any wind noise. You know, it's outside. That happens, especially when you ain't got good quality cameras and microphones. Anyway, just today, I told you in the previous video we were going to take this to the previous owner. He helped us with, here I'll just show you. Give me a moment. Okay, now anyway, let me turn the light on so you can see. This engine's kind of hot because I've been driving it pretty much all day. Anyway, this mechanism here, this line that runs up here from the throttle body, whatever you want to call it, down here to the transmission is basically like a kick down lever, or I can't quite exactly recall what he described it and what he called it. Anyway, we got some like lithium spray-on grease, or I don't know if it was lithium or not lithium. I don't know the proper word. Some type of like spray-on grease because he thought maybe it was stuck. Well, anyway, did that. Zip tied this little doohickey down here because it was touching it. Could have possibly done it. It was acting up, but still a tiny bit. Just very minimal. He says it's not supposed to happen. You know what I mean? No car is supposed to have transmission problems, but it's so common on these that not necessarily it doesn't do any damage, but people drive them like that all the time. He does, or he has. You know, it's not that much. It's not a super big deal. But anyway, we got that looked at. I'm sorry. We talked a little bit about the car, and I want to tell you a story about the car. Now let me give you one look at it real quick again, and I'll be right back. So anyway, the story goes is, whichever way, I can't recall, he found out about the car. It was in some rural area or something along those lines, in like a muscle car junkyard, and basically, it was the engine was bad, the transmission was funky, because the people were, according to the previous owner of this car, he said they were, used to muscle cars, the power of muscle, so they would hot rod this car. Ruined it. Now it was bought brand new by, I can't remember if he said those people or a previous person, but anyway, they hot rodded the hell out of it, made it junk. It was originally going to get crushed, but the guy that I always tell you about, the previous owner, he's into all them kind of old Chrysler cars, late 80s, early 90s, whatever it may be. Anyway, he got it for a cheap price. One of his friends gave him a 40,000 mile transmission out of an old Dodge Shadow that was sitting for years, and that may be reason why the transmission's acting up, because when they stick, the valve bodies on the transmission get all gummy or whatever, however he described it, and that's probably the problem we're having. But anyway, that's pretty much the story of this. He saved it from getting crushed. He did a load of work to it, and here it is today. And like I said, we just drove it today. We basically drove it like 25 miles all around trip today, and with very minimal issue. We first drove it to the doctor's because we had to take my fiance to the doctor's, and we went to go see other guy to help us with it. Instead of just driving my car, then driving my car back, then getting this taken into him, we might as well, because we were already pretty much on that side of town. But anyway, I'm rambling on, and that's the story on it. Very nice story that it got saved. And let me show you another thing real quick. So anyway, as you know, if you saw my previous video, we dyed the seats. They're pretty much all the way dry. And this is what the final product pretty much looks like. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you get a rough idea of it. Anyway, the pink headliner, and I'm adding the final layer of paint. I started last night, but I'm finishing today, of the pink paint, Rust-Oleum Sweet Pea, that's the name of the color, on her hubcaps. And the next week, or not next week, whenever we're going to paint her car black. Probably wait till summer. But anyway, this video's way longer than it needs to be. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.